Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on Legends of Tomorrow Season 4. So Legends of Tomorrow is coming off a great season last time around, and in most people's eyes that, watch all of the Arrowverse shows, or at least the majority of those shows, it was the best show of last season in the DC TV realm. So due to that, there is a decent amount of hype around the show's return for Season 4, and especially the premise that they set up right at the end of Season 3. And this is of course where we had Constantine show up with a dragon's head, and basically tell the Legends that in opening up the door for Malice to walk on through in order for them to defeat him, they in turn also open the door for many other things to come through, which will be known as fugitives in Season 4. And they will consist of myths, legends, and fairy tales, one of which we saw in the trailer for Season 4 from Comic-Con, that being a unicorn. But in this video, as you can tell by the title, we will be going over some stuff to do with Constantine and Heatwave, as well as a couple of other topics including that of a new werewolf character coming to the show. But of course, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show support, and just leave a comment if you're going to enjoy the video just to show support for the Legends videos. So first off, let's talk Constantine and Heatwave. So at Comic-Con, Dominic Purcell and Matt Ryan, who play Heatwave and Constantine respectively, teased the dynamic and, well, dislike between their two characters when the season kicks off, and essentially how it will play out in Season 4 and be a key moment early on in the season. So this is what Dominic Purcell had to say. "It's going to be classic. As a bloke, I really like Matt. And I do know already that Rory and Constantine don't like each other. I've seen a few scripts ahead of time and the interplay between them is antagonism. And it's effing hysterical. And it's just laugh out loud. Of course it brings something new to the Wave Rider. We have a new dynamic, a new thing into this family. And I think that's one of the things that Mick objects to. I think that's where the clash happens." And this was Matt Ryan's thoughts on all of this as well. "We have some interesting stuff coming up together. I think that John likes him more than he likes John, just because he can provide a light for his cigarette." So early on next season, it is going to be interesting to see these two square off in, most likely just like strange staring contests and stuff like that, maybe some verbal back and forth. Not really expecting anything like physical to go down between the two. But when like that many people are crammed into that Wave Rider, there's different personalities and egos and stuff, who knows what can go down. But Matt Ryan did go on to talk about, making up for some lost opportunities from his solo show that was of course cancelled a few years back, and bringing them over to Legends so, well, they aren't seen as wasted. What's great is all the comic books I've read, there's all these different relationships, which unfortunately we didn't get to explore in the show. But they're all kind of relationships in which you can pick up a comic and kind of glean from them how they would interact. What's great about John in this situation is it's a bunch of characters where we don't know how they'd interact. So that's being discovered and created. So that's a new kind of wonderful angle and dynamic for me as an actor playing John, kind of discovering those things in the moment. But now let's move on to that werewolf casting. So a few months back, shortly after the show's actually ended, I did a video on Legends around a werewolf character joining the show. Now this character was going to be a female. Now they cast this character, but it seems between then and now they have possibly changed their minds on having that character actually be a werewolf, and will instead be introducing a separate character whose whole stigma is about them being a werewolf. While with that other character that was already cast, it was more of just like an abnormality with them rather than like the main focus of them. So that character that was already cast will be known as Alaska Yu on the show, and is a young fan of fantasy novels who aids Legends in turn learning to ground herself and become a superhero. Now there is a chance she could still have that werewolf part of her, but you will see why that probably won't be the case after we go over this new casting description. So this new werewolf character is a massively strong and formidable athlete. This actor is the opposite of their character in their daily life. Though the so-called monster is aggressive and frightening, they manage to ally tentatively with the Wave Rider crew. Tentatively? I think I said that correctly. With the show looking for a male or female in their late 20 to 40s of any ethnicity to play this recurring guest character, whoever gets cast would have a series regular option for a potential 5th season. Now the reason that the Alaska character was attached to being a werewolf was due to audition tapes for the character involving her being bitten by a werewolf that was on board the Wave Rider at the time. Now Alaska will be an animal lover on the show, which will come in handy, or just be relevant this season might I say, seeing that they will be dealing with like various magical and mystical creatures. But with them casting this other werewolf character, with that being like their main thing as a recurring guest star, you would have to think they might have taken that part of Alaska's story away from her. It is hard to tell at the moment, so this could just be one of those things where we will just have to wait and watch and find out. But yeah, there's a bit of a question mark over all of it at the moment. In regards to who this new werewolf character is, the top two candidates seem to be either Anthony Lupus and Warren Griffith. Now, Anthony Lupus got the ability to turn into a werewolf after getting a treatment for headaches or something like that. I know it's a bit weird. While Warren Griffith in the Flashpoint timeline volunteered in an experiment which caused him to become a werewolf soldier who became part of Creature Commandos. There are some other options, like for werewolf and just overall wolf based characters in the DC universe, but those two of Anthony and Warren seem to be the most popular picks among fans. And the last thing we are going to talk about has to do with the characters of both Ray Palmer and Nora Dark. So as most of you would know, Brandon Routh and Courtney Ford, who played the characters of Ray and Nora, are actually real life husband and wife. So it makes sense that last season we saw them on screen a decent amount together, and they almost teased a relationship between the two, and that in season 4 you would sort of expect the same, but this is what Courtney had to say about all of that. It's really easy. We've actually worked together several times. And this has been the most fun because the other times we've worked together, we've been a couple. And nothing really complicated about that, you know, but this kind of antagonistic relationship, but then also, I don't know, there's many layers, it's confusing, what's happening and their curiosity about each other. I think this is the most interesting and most fun we've ever had. Now, she was also asked which character she wants to share scenes with the most this season, and this was her reply. With Constantine, I think he's such a wild card. Everyone's really excited to see what happens when you put him with anybody who's in the cast. What does he bring out? The flavor that he adds and the energy that he adds. So yeah, I'm not surprised that Courtney would say that because I'm pretty sure a lot of people would want to share some screen with Constantine because he's a pretty cool customer, isn't he? But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on just Legends. What are you looking forward to the most this season? What are your thoughts about the werewolf character coming in? Obviously, some people have issues with CGI sometimes, but I think it's I think they got the budget to do it, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do there. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.